For you, ladies and gentlemen, Mali Latino.
Musical fusion with a difference. That is what brought the West African kora and the Afro-Cuban jazz piano of Alex Wilson together. At Aldeburgh Music's new creative campus, Alex Wilson recently adapted the improvised technique of the West African 21-string bridge harp, or kora, onto piano. He has cooperated with master kora player Mamadou Sidiki Diabate to create a musical fusion in their Mali Latino ensemble.
So, prior to your experience with Mamadou and going to Mali, did you have any previous knowledge of the Mande repertoire? And yeah.
None at all. I had no experience of Mande music before I met Mamadou, and in fact, it was the first time I'd heard the kora played when we were on tour in 2004.
Okay, what new insights about the Mande repertoire from what you've learned with Mamadou has inspired and developed your compositions?
I think what inspired me is the way he plays, the way he interprets the phrases, the melodies, and when I first heard it, it just really struck me as another way of creating music. And I thought, well, how can I apply that to piano? And how can I develop that into my own style?
Your brother, Tumani, his playing style is quite different from yours. And it has to do with the way that you just described how you were sort of intrigued by the way that he conceptualizes his music. And I wanted him to speak a little bit more about that, the way that he conceptualizes.
En fait, c'est pas trop différent. Moi, la différence est juste que moi, je suis trop basé sur la tradition, parce que je suis le Benjamin de la famille, qui fait que j'ai beaucoup appris les doigtés de mon père, de notre feu père. Et Toumani, lui, il a aussitôt vite fait moderniser le style de la kora, tout universaliser la kora. Et moi aussi, j'ai fait tout mon temps de suivre mon père, parce que partout là où il jouait, dans les baptêmes, dans le mariage, c'est moi qui lui accompagnais, qui m'a fait que je me suis trop basé sur la musique traditionnelle mandingue. C'est juste un peu ça, la différence, sinon c'est pareil.
I'm basically looking at the way that the two of you have managed to fuse the piano and the kora, and I want to go back to you and now the way that you conceptualize music coming from jazz and then coming into Latin, and how do you feel that has been able, you've been able to tie that in very well with Mamadou's style of playing and thinking about music?
J'imagine peut-être non, sinon peut-être oui, parce que dans la musique déjà, il n'y a qu'une langue. Tu vois, tu peux trouver beaucoup de langues, l'anglais, français, espagnol, bambara que je parle, mais dans la musique, il n'y a qu'une langue, qui est le solfège, do, ré, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Donc, ce n'est pas diabolique qu'un joueur de kora joue avec un pianiste, mais c'est la manière qui sont différentes. Ça dépend des gens, comment ils apprennent, les mélodies, tout ça, comment ils sont intéressés de l'autre musique. Par exemple, vous voulez savoir tout ce que moi j'ai fait à la kora, vous êtes intéressé à ça. Donc c'est ça la différence, sinon c'est la même chose.
And I would agree with that, it's just that it's a case of being open-minded. So when I started to play with Mamadou, I was very open to learn his way. So I didn't just come and say, well, I'm going to play jazz over some kora grooves or something like that. I wanted to get deeper into it. I wanted to learn as much as I could about the tradition. I'm still learning. But what Mamadou really says is a case of being open-minded and being willing to learn
And so to follow up with that, then what has shifted in your approach to piano playing that you have been able to find a natural blend with chord?
Yeah, you see, a lot of the phrasing that you hear in Mande music, I mean, for example, the mode, the scale that we use is like a D minor Dorian, no? And you might use that in sort of bluesy, funky, jazzy, you know. So What from Miles Davis. That's the D minor mode. They use the same mode, but when I heard Mamadou play it, it's more like it's the same notes, but it's just a different accent, a different language. So when I heard him play, I just thought, well, I'll go down that path and find out how it's done.
Great. And how do you feel that your friendship has been, you know, key to solidifying the musical fusion itself?
Bien sûr, parce que quand l'un aime ce que l'autre fait, ça c'est déjà une grande fusion qui est là.
Ouais.
C'est ce qui est la base de tout.
Ouais.
C'est ça.
Ouais. C'est une question de personnalité
Ouais, de
aussi.
personnalité aussi.
Ouais.
Sûr.
For Mamadou, what do you think is the future of Mali Latino as a sound, as a band?
Je pense, chez nous, on dit c'est Dieu qui décide ce qui va être dans le futur. Mais je pense qu'on est dans les bonnes voies, parce que c'est pas diabolique. Pour devenir quelque chose, il faut juste travailler. Et travailler, je pense, on est en train de faire le mieux pour que Mali Latino puisse être ce qu'on veut pour demain.
What was the most challenging thing about finding the right sound? Because you said you had to craft ideas over the 5 days that you worked through the residency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was the most challenging thing?
What was the most challenging? I think just putting in the hours. The most challenging thing was putting in all the hours that we did. I mean, we worked like mad, leaving at 8 AM, I think it was something like leaving at 8 AM every day, 9 AM or something like that, and working through till 6 every day. It wasn't difficult to do the music because we knew we would work well together. We knew we had a common, the three of us, Ahmed, Mamadou and myself, we knew we had a common purpose and everything. So actually the music just flowed, and particularly Ahmed is a dictionary of styles. So I might play something like a dance song. And then we worked out that the Maligundo tune would go over the top of that. So we knew that the dance-on, the Cuban dance-on, would fit over the Maligundo.
And
So all that happened. So that wasn't challenging at all. It was exciting. We had to work hard. It wasn't challenging. It was just, it's like anything with music. When you create music, being on stage and writing the music is the easy bit. It's the on the tour bus for 6 hours, applying for the visas to come into the, for the musicians to come into the country, trying to pay the rent while you're working. That's the most challenging bit.